Hello and welcome. This is Dee from CreateLoveShare. So I have a really interesting recycling project that I got started on a few days ago. So I was given a canvas that did not have any drills. So what happened was a friend of mine, she received this canvas and the wrong drills. So she contacted the company and they sent her out the canvas with the correct drills, and she said, "Hey, do you want this canvas?" And I said, "Yeah." So I thought this would be a great project to use up some of those mountains of leftover drills that I have. So probably the biggest time consuming effort that I did was trying to figure out what colors were supposed to go with what. So luckily they have in this symbol key here, they actually have the DMC colors. So I sort of started off with that. So I raided my stash and tried to find out if I had those colors in my stash. And I don't know if you've noticed, but a lot of times you can have like the color 160 and you'll have like 5 bags and they're all different shades of the same color. So trying to navigate around that, trying to make sure I've got enough colors to fill this. This is a 40 by 50, so like for example the yellow, I'm going to need a lot of that one color. Do I have enough? What happens if I don't have enough? What can I substitute for it? So that was an interesting little process, but anyway, I got through it. So I will zoom you in and I'll show you that symbol key, because that symbol key, where are we? So 25 colors, and the first thing I did was I looked up the DMC colors. I googled it to see exactly what colors were what, so it would give me an idea on how to sort out what colors I need, because of course I've got a lot of colors that don't have DMC numbers attached to them. So can I use them? I don't know. So anyway, I looked up here and I looked them up, and on the symbol key, those colors are actually pretty darn close to the DMC colors, so that made my job that much simpler. So I just sort of went through and got out all the, say, I got out all my 208s, all my 210s, and ones that looked roughly the same color, and I put them all in a pile. Then I went through and I did, the yellows and the blues. So these drills, I'll just zoom you back out again. So what I did was, basically with any sort of pattern, you're going to have 3 blues, so light, medium, dark, 3 yellows, light, medium, dark, and so on. So I kind of try to work it out that way if I didn't have the right colors. And then I just did a big stash there. So I will show you basically how, when I'm done with a project, I kit down and I put them in these bags, and I have a bag for blue, a bag for green, bag for gray, etc., etc. And I just fossicked through there and found colors that, were similar to what I needed. And then I kind of worked from there. So over here, I'll just move the camera. So there are how I kind of set them out. There's my purple, so 208 and 210. Well, I ran out of a lot of them, so I had to substitute, but that's okay. That's all part of the process, isn't it? So let's see if we can focus. Yep. So what I sort of did was, I did this piece of paper up here. So this is my chicken scratches. I've got the DMC color I needed and any substitutions that I had with that. So this was particularly difficult because of the number of blues, blue grays, and gray. And it was doing my head in, to be honest. Because normally you can do your light, medium, dark, but this had all different blues in there and it was driving me mad. But anyway, I managed to, I had very little of these two colors, 160, 161, so I have my substitutions as to what I was going to use. And I had 931 as a backup, and I will show you 931. It's over here. So that's basically how I did it. And you can see there, I don't know if you can see it on camera, but they're all different, slightly different. So when I needed to use these other bags, I just kind of interspersed them so that there wasn't a clear line between the colors. And that's how I kind of did that. So that's how I sort of did my list. Like 3721 was a dark shell pink, and I used 902 instead, and I had quite a lot of 902. So that's how I sort of organized it. Anyway. And of course the ones that don't have numbers on them, I tried to match them as closely as possible. So I think the effect came out quite good. So another thing that I did, if you're going to go this route, some of the little things that I've sort of tried to figure out is what I did was I started with the main characters first, because the background you can get away with having all different shades, but when it comes to skin tone or whatever tone that is, for her and for him and for this weird thingy here, I did them first, and then I kind of worked out. The moon, I did that first. I did all the yellows first. I did all the reds first. I did all the light blues and everything first. So I sort of did them in color blocks. But normally I don't do that. I'm very particular when I do my diamond paintings. I like to sort of do sections first. But I thought with this, I need to make sure that they blend okay. So that's how I did it. So I did all the yellows first, and that was the moon. So I will show you close up of the moon. So you can see I got a few colors going on there. You got some white, and then you got a little bit of that pale lemon. I didn't have a lot of that. That was color 746, and I ended up using that and a bit of this one. And then your light yellows and your sort of darker yellows. So I did the moon first, and then I did these ones, because I thought with her shirt it's not going to be too specific with the color, but I had plenty to cover that, so that was okay. And the next one I did was the red in her hair and that sort of thing, and then I kind of worked through to the purples in the background. So the purples were easy because most projects have 208 and 210 DMC. But I used a bit of 211 in there and mixed them all up. And it doesn't matter with the background, it's not all that particular. And then I kind of worked on, so the blue, oops, I'm pushing all my colors off. So I had a lot of trouble with the skin tone on that, because the light blue that I had is quite aqua-ish, if you like. So I had a backup color just in case, and that was this one. So what I did was I put the light blue down, and I thought, oh, it looks all right actually. So I kind of moved on from there. So that's how I sort of did it. I started off staging it light to dark. And I figure she's kind of cartoony, so I can kind of get away with that anyway. So I think it turned out really well, actually. Really happy with how that turned out. And of course I had lots of white. I have lots of black, but one color I did not have much of was the 823, and I used up so much. I thought I was going to run out. And if that happened, I'd just do black instead. It's no big deal, it's a background. But didn't that turn out all right? I'm really happy with that. I'm surprised, but I'm happy. I thought that turned out pretty cool. So I'll zoom you back out again. And it was just in time for Halloween too, and I thought, you know what, I'm just going to smash this out. It took me about 3 days, and I got it finished. So I wanted to show you as far as using up leftover drills. These are all the leftover bags, so I got rid of that many leftover drills. And I got a nice picture, and I'm going to hang it up for Halloween, so it was well worth it. It was a big job, but well worth it. And it's a lot of drills I used up. So there you go. If you're going to take on a canvas and provide your own colors, I think that's awesome. It's kind of good to get the creative juices going and try to work it out yourself. I had probably half of the colors and the rest of them I had to improvise. So it was fun. It was stressful, but it was fun. And I got a really nice picture out of it. So I'm wrapped. So I actually have another one that I need to do. Same thing. But that one's going to be much, much more difficult because it's all pink. And there's so many different kinds of pinks. Oh my gosh. But anyway, this one was a lot easier. So there's my recycling project. A lot of fun. I used up so many drills. I'm super duper happy. And there's all my leftover ones that I did not use. The grays were funny because you had some that were kind of not right. And you had others that, like, I had to use for this one. They're pretty close. And I just kind of interspersed them. So I did. I used up a lot of drills and I got a really nice canvas image done just in time for Halloween. Yay! So thank you so much for watching my video on recycling your leftover drills and a canvas that otherwise would have been put in the bin. And I got a nice picture out of it. So thank you so much for watching my video, and I will catch you next time. Bye!